Chiefs pull to 500 by beating the Baltimore Ravens in what was more dramatic fashion than we originally thought. This Chiefs team is back tonight on Locked On Chiefs Live.
From the land of the free and the home of the Chiefs, this is the Locked On Chiefs podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for making us your first listen here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. Make another Locked On show your next listen, because we got you covered for every team, everywhere, all the time, every single day, just like you can get us here on all the audio platforms, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. We get it done. Derrick is with us live from the stadium, still breaking it down. The lights are still on, at least momentarily. Matt, the editor of Chiefs Digest, will join us here very shortly. I'm Ryan Tracy, the founder of Rogue Analytics and Performance Consulting, NFL33.com and RGR Football. And I do have a free piece up on NFL 33 right now, so go check that out. Chris, the owner over at KC Chiefs Corner, you can find him there. We've been doing the show together for going on 9 years. Matt's been here for like 7 of it, right, Matt? It does seem like it's been quite a while. What a run. Not quite as good as the run tonight. I feel relief. I feel good for the team so they can have a little bit of relief. We're going to break it down, what this offense looks like with just Xavier's return, as well as facing a depleted Baltimore Ravens team. How do they build upon it and take the next steps? That's after that. We'll hand out standouts and game balls coming up. Thanks for joining us, Matt. First question for you. It felt like this just got going from the get-go. I was a little worried, honestly, with the usage of Xavier in the runs in particular, but I do feel like he was the spark, and a lot of fans feel that he is the spark. But I would say that this is only part of it yet. Should it have been such a lift to get one player back, knowing that Rashee Rice is a few weeks away as well?
Well, I mean, I think if you're a Chiefs fan, that's the magic of right now in this game, is that you see what an impact Xavier Worthy has on this team. And, you know, I thought I had an idea about what the gap was. And this is no knock on Tyquan Thornton and Juju and Hollywood or anybody else. I thought I had a good grasp on what the gap was between Xavier Worthy and the other group of receivers on this team. And I was wrong. I mean, I think there's a wider gap between Xavier and everybody else. And then there's a little bit more of a gap between Rashee and Xavier. So you're talking about getting 2 Pro Bowl caliber, 1 maybe all pro caliber receiver, and adding them into this offense. And it's not like you're just adding guys at preseason either. You're adding guys who know the offense, who've been here, who've worked around and have got that are a part of it. You're not just like squeezing in a veteran like a DeAndre Hopkins into this offense. You're taking 2 guys in their prime with skills that know the offense that you're just going to be plopping back in. And so I thought that Xavier was a bigger spark, I thought, than Pacheco was. I mean, I think just from the very get-go, the first play, Worthy being able to get the ball, take a hit, get back up. They got the penalty to the 15 yards. I thought that was big. And, you know, and later on when he had that 38-yard run on the 35-yard run on the reverse, that was just kind of the nail in the coffin. I mean, at that point, you just really had the sense the Ravens were completely and totally done. So, and the fact that they were able to get Worthy so involved, I mean, he had 8 targets in the game, and he told us after the game he's exhausted because they wore him out today. But the layoff he had and everything, there was no knocking off the rust for Xavier Worthy today. They put him to work. And I think that was the spark that they needed. I mean, we saw it. You add Xavier Worthy to this offense and other things open up. Add Rashee Rice and even more things are going to open up.
Yeah, and the thing that really got me excited was the deep pass from Mahomes to Worthy, because it showed Mahomes actually putting something right in the basket. Worthy didn't really even have to adjust. He put it right in his hands. And when you talk about Worthy's injury, it's a matter of, you know, reaching for the ball or going up for the ball that's going to cause an issue. Didn't have to do that on that deep ball. Didn't really have to do it. And I loved the way that they used him in the passing game today. And, you know, I kept saying, sitting there watching him go down in the middle of the field going, I do not care, because you watched how much he changed the offense for this team. And the fact that he knew he has to get down, if he continues to play that way and continues to go down after, you know, a 5 or 6 yard catch because he doesn't want to take a big hit, I'm fine with that. That's all I really get through the season. That's all I really care about at this point. And he is such a huge addition to this offense. And the thing, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. The thing that really excites me about Worthy coming back is because of what happened with Worthy, you had Tyquan Thornton step into a role he wasn't expected to be in, and I think it made him a better wide receiver. And I think the Chiefs are going to be getting paid dividends on that the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, the fact that you've been able to get a bigger role out of Tyquan and get him kind of acclimated into the offense, you are the better for it. I mean, again, you can see the gap between Xavier and these other guys. So once the Chiefs get back Rice and Worthy, and they're able to keep those guys on the field, it really just makes you wonder what they can do. And even the throw that you mentioned, like the one deep ball that Worthy did haul in. I mean, again, I like Tyquan Thornton. He can't make that catch. I mean, that's a ball, that kind of, sideline corner route that, Worthy can make. He might be the only receiver on the team that can make that catch. That's a complicated ball. And, hey, they missed a couple of other deep balls that they would love to hit on. Hey, you're not going to hit them all, but if they hit on one of those and maybe hit 50% instead of 25%, this probably game, well, what happens? It's 44-20 instead of 37-20. But they got what they needed to do, which is that, hey, those deep routes, the Worthy, that opened up things. It opened up things for Kelsey. It opened up things for Juju, Hollywood. It opened up things for him too. And if you look at the running game numbers, you would say that as well. Once again, not great numbers, but Pacheco in 7 carries, 35 yards. That's his best performance of the season so far. You'd like to have more yards and more production, but it was at least efficient, which is something that the Chiefs haven't had on the ground so far this year.
That's something that comes in really handy when you can be efficient in your offense and make sure that you're getting things done. But it all comes back to one solid thing that looked very different to my eyes today. Patrick Mahomes changed. We're going to tell you about it coming up next.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Playing Prize Picks is such a fun, simple way to add more excitement to football. You just pick more or less on player projections like Josh Allen's passing yards or Saquon Barkley's rushing for a touchdown, and you're in the game. I love how absolutely quick it is. You can make your lineup in under a minute. My favorite part, Prize Picks just added stacks. So if I want to ride with a player, I can select their pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns all in one lineup. It's also fun to follow other players in the app and copy their lineups with one click. And the new injury reboot feature, if your player leaves early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDON for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Guys, you probably heard of Viagra, Cialis, and maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the standard usual pill, it's time to get Reject Go Long. It is exactly where Reject comes in. The Go Long comes in just where you need it. It's more than just an ED pill. It's a total game changer for your confidence, and that goes a lot farther. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula so you can get what you need and go the distance when you're ready. Effects can last up to 36 hours. So it's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online. And if you're prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. No problems, no questions. If you're ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom, head to Rugiet, RUGIET.com, and use the promo code LOCKEDONNFL for 15% off of your first order. That's Rugiet, RUGIET.com, with promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Make sure that you use that code so they'll know that we sent you. Man, as it all comes down, I know you'll have it all on Chiefs Digest. I'll have it on RGR. Matt and Chris will have it on KC Chiefs Corner. All those things aside, reflection is one thing, but immediate reaction, I think the guttural piece of it is important too. And the thing that stood out to me live that really was that gut reaction is that I saw Patrick get to the point where he normally would be uncomfortable in the pocket, to the point where he could almost be touched. He could reach out and touch the backside of the shoulder pads for his lineman and still deliver the ball. This is a pocket that he would have abandoned a couple of weeks ago. And I thought that was a big step forward in his confidence, in his showing confidence in the O-line. What did you take from that? And did you see something that I didn't?
Yeah, one of the storylines of the week was whether, Patrick and this Chiefs offense was going to take what happened in the second half against the Giants and move forward with that, or were we going to see a mixture, a regression? Because the second half against the Giants was good. I mean, I don't want to oversell it. It was good because the Giants defense is pretty bad too, but at least the Chiefs and Patrick were getting back into doing some good elements that are fundamental to their offense. And today, I think you saw the continuation of that. You look at a bunch of the numbers, and I think you get pretty enthusiastic about Mahomes' performance because, he did get rid of the ball quickly quite a bit. And historically, when Patrick makes quick decisions, they're usually good decisions. So he's always been a really good passer when he gets rid of the ball quickly. But the other part of it is that it's when he's able to trust what the guys around him are doing, especially the offensive line, and keep his eyes downfield. So much of the last couple of years with the revolving door at left tackle, it always felt like that even when Patrick was playing well, he had one eye downfield and one eye behind him to see where the pressure was coming from. And it looked like he wasn't worrying about that in the second half against the Giants. He was just pushing the ball downfield and keeping his eyes down that direction, going through his progressions, which, I mean, that's just essentially all it is. It's ABC football. It's you look at your first read, not there, second, third, fourth, fifth. And hey, today, more often than not, his first or second read was there. So he took it and got rid of it. The few times that it wasn't, once again, instead of, like you said, Ryan, instead of bolting the pocket, he tries to keep his eyes downfield and to find a play to make it. And, you look around, I mean, there's a bunch of different numbers that'll tell you that how good of a day that the Chiefs offensive line had. A Kingsley, I don't think had a pressure. I think there was a couple of the other guys that had some really good stats today too. So, I mean, Patrick was good in all forms. I mean, he was good when he held on to the ball. He was good when he got rid of it. He was good when he moved in the pocket. I mean, this is kind of classic Patrick Mahomes that we saw today.
The thing I liked most about what I saw from Mahomes was on several plays. The first touchdown, I think, was to Juju. He fired the ball. He hit his back foot, and the ball was out immediately. But it goes beyond that because you also watched him on several different RPOs decide, wait a second, that throws there. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to hit it. And he hit it quick. And those are the types of plays that when you see him hitting those types of things, you know that he's locked in and he's going to have a good game. And 4 touchdowns, 270 yards, goes over 250 touchdowns in his career for Patrick Mahomes. That's exciting to see. I think that when you look at what this offense has been the past couple of weeks and you look at what Xavier Worthy changed in this offense, it wasn't just Worthy, though. You bring in Brashard Smith, and he had a bigger impact in this game. He had more plays in this game than we have seen. And I do think that there's a correlation there with how they used Brashard Smith. And there were times where I saw Smith on the field with either Pacheco or Hunt. So it wasn't like they were just having one running back out there, and it was Brashard Smith. They were having him in there playing a wide receiver type role or playing, a running back role and having 2 running backs, which they haven't done a ton this year. So I like what I saw from the offense. I like what I saw from Patrick. He looked determined. He was hitting his marks. The only thing that I think that you could take away from him, and he was laughing about it, was the one time he decided to start to run and then went 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and then came back and tried to throw the ball. Can't do that. But you know what? You look at the rest of the game, though, the offensive line played a clean game. I don't think there was one offensive line penalty, and Juwan Taylor had a clean game. You got to feel good about that going forward, and to see and I understand it was the backup defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens, but to see the time that Mahomes was given multiple times in this game, and to see Josh Simmons continue to develop and continue to look like he is going to be their answer at left tackle, it's really exciting to see. Matt, is there anything else you want to add about the defense?
Yeah, I mean, once again, I'll pitch out the last touchdown beat that Justice Hill had because the backups were in. So, hey, you're not going to put down the number 1 defense. So you held a Baltimore Ravens offense that's been going up and down the field to 13 points essentially. And I don't know, I have not heard specifically what maybe was the issue with Derrick Henry, why he was not in there, especially in some key moments. 4th and 1, Derrick Henry was not on the field. Really. Kind of confused about that one. There were some moments that it looked like they certainly needed him. So whether he's banged up, lack of faith, combination of the above. I don't know. But he did. Henry had a couple of big plays against the Chiefs early, but once again, I mean, was not in there for some of their big plays. You put the ball into the hands of Lamar Jackson, and what did the Chiefs do? I mean, they pressured him. I think it was like a 48% pressure rate on Lamar Jackson today. Like, that's one of the worst of his careers. I mean, they really got after him, and that's Steve Spagnuolo's plan, is that when especially against a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, what he wants to do is keep him in the pocket, force him to beat you with his arm, and he could not do that today. I mean, good grief. And now, granted, I guess it was two different quarterbacks, but both the same play. The Ravens had 2 4th downs where their quarterback chucked the ball out of bounds on 4th down. Because, I mean, it wasn't like just really throwing it away. It's just was trying to throw it for their life to at least give them a chance at a play. But they were so harassed that they couldn't even get the ball to where it was catchable. I mean, that's what a good defense does. And, and particularly I thought the Chiefs' safety play again was really good. Hey, Brian Cook, don't get the 15-yard penalty, but for slamming the guy to the ground. But other than that, I thought the safeties played really well. The defensive line had a better performance. George Karlaftis gets a sack. I think he had 4 quarterback hurries on top of that too. So there was a lot, I mean, good up and down. And hey, Leo Chenal, first career interception. First interception in 5 years. You have to go back to college in 2020, back in Wisconsin, for the only other interception of Leo Chenal's career.
It's pretty impressive.
I was just going to say, you said a key there. They kept him contained. That was huge, containing Lamar and continuously not allowing him to get outside of the pocket. I think they only lost contain 1 or 2 times through that entire game. Sorry, Ryan.
No, you're absolutely right. And what I was going to say is that I thought you got standouts from Leo, certainly, but I thought Noah Williams held up admirably as well. There was a play to D-Hop that I think he got a PBU on, as well as that catch that was negated by a penalty, but still he was there. And I thought for pushing a rookie into that against this particular group that has had some success against this team, I thought that was a positive sign as well. There are more, and there are guys who stood out in what I'm calling tonight. The new segment for standouts is called Who's Locked On. We're going there in Game Balls right after this. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-Hour Energy Shot now delivers tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee. That is quite a bit. Plus, B vitamins and nutrients, 0 sugar, and 0 crashes. What I love most about them is how portable they are. They have big taste, and they're a tiny little shot. You can take it anywhere, and you get the boost that you need when you need it. I have them tucked away, golf bags, backpacks. Whenever I hit the trail hiking, you got to have some of those because it can get you through, and I use them all over the place. Enough with the boring, flavorless caffeine, and I can't, take a 8-gallon thermos of coffee like I would like to. This comes in handy. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get the favorites that you love and that they're bold, or try something new, or try something you haven't had before. They're online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. The NFL season is on us, and FanDuel is making sure that you're getting ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it's all in one place, and the app is super simple to get after. Whether I want to do something ahead of time, put together a parlay, or whatever I'm looking for, jumping in live is even an option. It makes life one-stop shopping to get into the action. So if you're ready and you are ready to play, get in there, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. And that's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet to get that 300 bonus bets. Check it out at FanDuel.com. Now, folks, make sure you go back over to ChiefsDigest.com, get Matt's work over there, and as well as 41 is the Mike and his YouTube channel, Chiefs Digest. That should be pretty easy to remember. But who stands out? And we will do game balls tonight. It's been a bit, so we're going to get into that. I want to change this instead of just standouts. Who's locked on? So I make sure to say it right. For me, it came down to a number of guys. We mentioned a couple that I thought had standout performances, but the guy that I don't think that gets the credit is someone who moved the chains, who is there, and I think he got dinged up a little bit, but still continued to fight, did catch a touchdown. I think when you're trying to get your wide receiver core going and you have a guy that will just stand in there and do the little things like Juju Smith-Schuster will, I think that makes a big difference. We don't give him enough credit, but I thought he stood out. He was locked on today. Matt, who else did you see?
Yeah, I mean, at the risk of leaving it up to Chris to make sure we don't leave any low-hanging fruit on the tree here, I have to go with Xavier Worthy. I mean, for that dude to come back, play with the shoulder brace, try and just knock the rust off in just grueling temperatures today. I mean, once again, up near 90 degrees in Kansas City. That's not football weather. This is not fall in Kansas City. This was summer. Dude goes out there, they get 121 yards of offense, 5 catches, 83 yards. Like I said, he was the key and the spark for the whole thing. So really impressed by his performance today.
Interesting to me. I saw on TV that's his best game career-wise receiving yards. That doesn't compute to me. I thought he had better games last year. I liked what I saw from Xavier Worthy, 121 yards overall, though. Locked On, I'm looking at this as we're still doing game balls after Locked On, but I'm going to say Andy Reid, and I say that because 4 for 4 on 4th downs and a good challenge on a 3rd and 1 that was clear as day to me when it happened that it was a first down. Andy Reid looked like he was on his game when it came to calling the Chiefs offense. And obviously, you wish that you get touchdowns instead of field goals. I understand that. But they scored on every drive but 3, and one of them was a missed field goal, and 2 of them were after the game was already in hand. So this offense came to play. They played efficiently, and I thought they looked really good today, and that's on Andy Reid to me.
Okay, I do have to go with 2 notes here. One, you are absolutely correct. That was the highest receiving yards for a game for Xavier Worthy in the regular season. He had 157 in the Super Bowl, but most of us don't remember that because most of it was in the 4th quarter after everybody turned off the TV and went to bed. But guys, we can't not talk about Patrick and the fact that the dude had 4 touchdowns, 270 yards, and this is first 4 touchdown game for Mahomes in almost 2 years. I think it was October 10th, 2023 was the last time that he had 4 touchdowns in a game passing. Guys, the last time that he had 4 touchdowns, no interceptions in a game was almost 3 years ago against the Raiders in October of 2022. So you talk about wanting to get the Chiefs offense back to doing what it's doing. This was a pretty big deal, even if it was against a pretty decimated Ravens offense. This was like arguably one of the best games that Patrick has had in maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Dang it, Matt. I thought you were going to let it get back to me. I was going there next, but fine. I will do the first game.
You guys all locked on us. I had to lock on early. I mean, Ryan, come on. I mean, if you're going to have me lock on, I'm going to lock on.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you were. So I want to see what comes over, who your game ball is. Mine goes very directly to a guy that had a rough day all around, but showed up for pressures on the day. Chris Jones was there. He led that defense. That defense played better than they needed to. So my game ball is going to Chris. Matt, go ahead and take the, was it low-hanging fruit that you were talking about?
I'm confused because I thought you gave your game ball to Juju. I'm sorry.
No, these are separate categories. You can be locked on, but that doesn't mean you get my game ball.
No, I mean, there's no way you were giving the game ball to Mahomes because you were going to. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't get the Leo.
The defensive guy. There's no way he was going to Mahomes.
Yeah, come on. You had to find exactly. I mean, you had to find a defense, and there's no fullback, so you had to go to a defensive guy.
I know we're this close, though, right? Maybe next week. So, who gets your game ball?
Oh, I thought that was my. I thought I didn't know I was supposed to do 2 different things.
Who gets your second then? Yeah, let's do that.
I'm totally confused. Okay, I've broken.
This is what you get when we haven't had game balls for a while. And Matt,
this is when I haven't had game balls, and then who walked on? I'm completely confused now. Okay, so I'm talking about like 6th guy. I mean, goodness gracious, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go, and I guess if I had paid attention to the instructions, or we never do like we almost always do like pre-planning discussions about the shows, and tonight we just kind of went, let's just do the thing. We were seeing how this made here, and now I'm just ruining the whole thing. Nick Bolton, because Nick Bolton had a couple of delayed blitzes that were just. I mean, set up the whole thing. Leo Chenal's interception came off of a Nick Bolton, delayed blitz. I thought he just had a fantastic game all around. I mean, he and Drew Tranquill had 7 tackles, Bolton 6. And both those guys had some key blitzes, but Bolton had a couple that were absolutely instrumental in the game and very well executed. Hit it completely. And the one on the delayed blitz on Leo, I mean, he just came through completely untouched. Jackson broke down and panicked and chucked the ball right into the tummy of Leo Chanel, which, since I've already ruined everything else, I'm just going to point out, had Leo not fallen down and the ball landed on his stomach, he probably does not catch that. But so if he just stood there, probably drops it. But the fact that he landed on his back and the ball landed on his tummy, interception.
Take it and roll.
I got to give credit. Ryan, you took Chris Jones in. I got to give credit playing after his aunt's funeral. That was a really weird situation. It broke late. Matt, you had this on X earlier about how he was in Mississippi and showed up, 30 minutes before kickoff, 20 minutes before kickoff, ran out with the defense, just absolutely ridiculous. And one thing that isn't going to make the stat book, well, I don't know. Does he get credit for a pass defense? Yeah, he did get credit for a pass defense. That pass defense was big. So that goes there. That goes to something as well. Mahomes almost had 5 touchdowns because he had another one that was tipped at the line of scrimmage that I think was going. I don't remember who it was going to as a wide receiver. It might have been Juju, but it looked like it was wide open. And it might have been his 5th touchdown as opposed to another field goal at that point. I look at this game and we've talked about everybody else. I'm just going to say Steve Spagnuolo. His defensive game plan for Lamar Jackson and for this Ravens offense has been phenomenal. The Ravens were averaging 38 points coming in this game, I think, on offense, and he held them to basically 13. And I'm going to throw that last touchdown out because in my mind, they were playing for a pass. They weren't playing expecting a run, and it was a good offensive play call. And Matt, as you said, they had the backups in. So to me, I got to give to Spagnuolo. He deserves credit, and he deserves some flowers for that design and the way he did it. And Matt, I could not agree with you more about Nick Bolton and the way he spied. I did not expect them to use him as a spy, but I absolutely loved it, and I think it's a phenomenal way to guard against Jackson.
I can't argue with you.
There you go. Everybody's locked on, got a game ball. So
hey. See, that's how it goes. One and then the other. See, we're fine. All is well. Matt, thank you for your time and staying late at the stadium for us. We appreciate it.
Sorry to mess up the show late.
Nothing is messed up, folks. Thanks for being here live. For those of you in the chat, we very much appreciate you. And we'll break it down all week. I know there's questions about Noah Williams. I covered that on RGR. We're going to break it down tomorrow as we look at this whole team and how they roll from here at 500. And the fact that you saw the Raiders and the Chargers lose today as well, it's always a good time. Thanks for being with us. Make sure you like, sub, check Matt out at ChiefsDigest.com. Have a great Monday.
Go
We'll
Bengals.
talk to you tomorrow.